Hi, everyone. Good evening.
Hi, teacher.
Hi. I need to see your cameras, please. Okay, cool. Let's see who we have. We have Tanjishi, Haley, Ishin, Chenshin, Kaitong, Claire, and Tevin. Okay, some of them are still missing, like Marcus and Wong Yoonji. Yam is not going to be joining us today again. She has something she needs to take care of. Okay, guys, perfect. We're going to do a lot of things today. However, the first thing I want to ask you is, because I was thinking, it will be, basically your exam will be in December, end of November, beginning of December. I want to know how many of you, I did ask you this, but I want to ask you again, maybe you've changed your mind. How many of you are going to take the exam in December? Raise your hand, please.
Can you repeat the question again?
Yes, of course. How many of you, or who is planning to do the exam in December? Okay. Tevin, how about you? Oh, Sebastian is joining you. See, I forgot Sebastian. Tevin, are you here? Yes, you are here. Can you hear me?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, okay. So are you planning to do the exam in December?
I still don't know yet.
You still don't know. Okay. Okay, I remember Tanjishi, what she said to me, so that's good. She said that she's still too young to do the test. Was that the reason? Okay, guys, so next thing I want to ask you is, obviously, as we're approaching, basically we did like, this is the 7th month that we're in with our course. And I told you at the beginning that FCE is a little bit difficult. It's not like PET, the previous level, so it is a little bit challenging. So I want to ask you, think about it for a minute. Which part do you think you're going to struggle the most, or you are struggling the most? Is it the writing? Is it the speaking? Is it the listening? Is it the reading with comprehension? So I'm going to leave you like a minute to think about it and send me a message, because we want to know which approach should we change. Okay, because obviously we want to achieve the best score possible, but in order for us to achieve that, we want to know where is the problem. So just send me a message. I give you like a minute to think about. By the way, the UK today is one of the hottest days. Today is 35 degrees. Tomorrow will be 40 degrees. Actually, at the moment it's 35 and it's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So it will be super hot. We're not very happy about it, but hopefully after Wednesday, basically the temperature will go down, because UK does not have these conditions of having this enormous heatness. It's just being too much for us. I know for you, most of you, you're having hot days. So send me a message, guys. I want to know where is the problem. What do you feel personally? So this is your personal opinion. Could be speaking, could be writing, could be listening. It's up to you. Just send me a message so I will know. Hi, Yunji. Hi, Sebastian. Okay, vocabulary and grammar. I have one answer, one reply. Marcus is joining. Okay, listening and grammar. Listening. Okay, so listening again. Okay. And maybe even connection problems. Okay, yeah, it's possible. It's possible. Okay, another listening, vocabulary and listening. Everything except speaking and writing. Okay. All right. Okay, so from what I can see, most of you answered that you were struggling with listening. Interesting. Okay. I didn't expect this answer, to be honest with you. I expected you're going to say speaking and writing. I didn't expect it's going to be listening, but okay, that's fine. That's fine. Absolutely fine. Yeah, we're gonna practice a little bit more than with that, obviously, because guys, when it comes to listening, basically, in order for you to have the highest possible scores when it comes to listening, you actually need to improve your vocabulary. How do you improve vocabulary? By learning new words, by implementing. To implement something means to use. So to implement the new words, the new vocabulary in your sentences. But okay, we will do that. We will do that. Actually, I first want to ask you then, who's done the homework? Because you had two homeworks, basically. You needed to do, okay, Tanjishi, Kaitong, Claire, Chenshin. So you were supposed to finish Unit 6, the exercises from Unit 6, and also you had something to write. However, what I can see from the writing, I only have from Claire, Kaitong, Tanjishi, and Chenshin. And that's it. And they actually raised their hands. How about the rest of you guys? Why you haven't done your homework? This is how you're making an improvement. You're not going to make an improvement if you just come here for about 2 hours and think about, okay, in 2 hours, I'm just gonna master my English. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. So I want you to think about it. Okay, so those of you girls that you did the homework, let's start with the vocabulary and grammar review. I'm gonna share my screen so we can check out the answers, because obviously you've done the homework and it's not fair if we don't check it because you've done it. The rest of you, I suggest you write down the answers as well. Okay, so we're going to start with the first exercise. We're having, the first one is vocabulary. All right, let's give it a go. I'll start with Tanjishi. Can you read the first exercise for us, sweetie?
Complete the sentences below by writing a word from the box in the gaps. Andrea's birthday was a great occasion. I won't forget it for a long time.
Keep reading, please, the whole exercise.
Excuse me, I have to get to work and I'm already late. Helena, you did an excellent job arranging the meetings so efficiently.
Good.
My boss has lost his temper on only one occasion, as far as I can remember.
One occasion, okay.
I didn't find working in the office much fun because my colleagues weren't very friendly.
Okay.
Olga sees her part in this film as a great opportunity to show she can act in English as well as in Russian.
Good job.
Polly took us to see a very funny film which made us laugh a lot.
Okay.
You have no possibility of getting a more responsible job with your qualifications.
All right, perfect, very well. So those are the correct answers. I think the first exercise was easy, actually, it wasn't very challenging, I would say. Okay, Claire, can you please do number 3 for us, exercise 3?
Drive carefully. I paid a great amount of money for that car.
Sorry, sweetie, did you say great amount?
Yes.
Can you think of another word? For example, you go something to buy, but you pay it for a very good price. What are you going to say?
A great number of money.
Something with 4 letters starting with D.
A great deal of money.
Great deal. Yes, great deal. Okay, cool. The next one.
I heard an interesting deal of news on the radio this morning. They are giving us a day's holiday next month.
Can you say it one more time? Interesting what?
Interesting deal of news.
Did you say deal? Sorry, I cannot hear you very well.
Yes.
It's not deal, it's something else. 2 words actually fit in here. One is bit, and what is the other one? Piece. Interesting piece of news, interesting bit of news. Okay, that's fine. How about the next one, number 3?
I'd like to offer you a little piece of advice. Don't go up to that castle at midday as it gets very hot.
Of course, it can be piece or it can be bit of advice. Both are okay. So piece and bit. Okay, the next one.
That's a really useless bit of equipment. You should throw it away.
Yes, so we can use bit or we can use piece of equipment. And let's see the last one, please.
There are a large number of shops in the town center where you can buy souvenirs.
Okay, very well. Number, large number. Okay. All right. So from exercise 2, obviously I can see only 5 and 6 over here. So let's ask Chen Chen, can you tell us number 5 and number 6 from exercise 2? Because after that, I'm going to move the screen and I'm going to move the page and the screen won't be the same.
Patricia provided us a deal of helpful advice.
Provided us a deal. Okay. Anybody else, something else? Oh, that one is okay. We just need to add up something. Provided us with a great deal or just a deal. A great deal. How is it ending? Of. Okay, we also need of helpful advice. Okay. All right, how about number 6?
I don't know. I don't know the answer for question 6.
Okay, who has the answer number 6? This is a phrase. On one occasion. Yes, Claire, thank you. One occasion, on one occasion. On one occasion. Oh, sorry. On one occasion. Okay, guys, make sure you're having these sensors because I'm going to move the screen. Well, not the screen. I'm going to move the page so you won't be able to see the sensors. Just write them down, please. Okay, let's clear this up. And we're going to go to exercise 2 and 4. Chen Chen, can you please tell us number 1 now?
I found it fun on my first day of work.
How did you say the sentence, pardon?
I found it fun.
I found it fun. No, that's not correct. I'll help you. I had a lot of fun So I had a lot of fun on my first day. Or I had fun on my first day at work. Okay, how about number 2?
Did you have the opportunity to speak to your teacher after class?
Okay, did you have the opportunity to speak? Yeah, did you have, some of you maybe have had, I don't know. So did you have the opportunity to speak to your teacher after class? Okay, how about number 3 with the possibility?
Sandra may have the possibility to study in Canada.
Of studying. Sandra may have the possibility of studying. Possibility of studying of studying. Oh, my keyboard is skipping, pardon me. Have the possibility of studying in Canada next year. And what do we have for the last sentence? Number 4 over here.
I don't know the answer for this one too.
You don't have this one? Who has this one? So when we talk about news, are news going to be was or were? Is much better than, well, actually the sentence is in past tense, so we need to be very careful because the sentence says we didn't expect the news to be nearly so good. So we're going to start with the news. Yeah, was much better than we expected. Very well. So the news was much better than we expected. Oh, expected is there. Sorry, so ignore the second part. Okay. Okay, and the last exercise, we needed to do the articles. Now, again, articles can be tricky, but let's see what has Ishan done.
I was traveling around Europe by a train one
Did
summer.
you say
Yes.
No, we don't have an article over here. Okay, go ahead.
When I was about 18 years old and I arrived in a city, I can't remember the name, just as it was getting dark. I went looking for somewhere to stay, such as a youth hostel, but the only one I found was full, and they couldn't recommend anywhere else for cheap accommodation. As usual, I had the problem with money.
No, over here will be a problem. A problem with money.
Money.
No article.
I didn't have enough for a hotel. I wandered around the city looking for a park to sleep in.
Okay.
It was
And then we have this.
the city.
Looking
park.
for
A park to
park.
sleep in.
Yeah, good.
It was very dark when I came to a pair of an imposing gates leading into what looked like a park.
Okay, a pair of imposing gates.
Yeah. Into
And number
what?
13?
A park.
A park. Very well, good job.
I went inside and fortunately I had an excellent sleeping bag,
Good.
which I unrolled and climbed inside. Then I ate some bread, which was the only food I had. When I woke up and looked around me, I had an enormous surprise when I saw I had been sleeping in someone's back garden.
Okay, perfect. So, and over here, we don't have an article. All right, cool. So let's analyze this. When we talk about, sorry, my camera switched off, probably is because of the internet. Seems fine now. So when we're talking about articles, they could be a little bit challenging. I'm not saying no, but I want you to think about this easy tip. So when you have a sentence, think about, do you know specifically which information you're talking about? Let's say, for example, I was traveling around Europe by, now if we say a train, it makes sense to me as well. However, over here, we don't have an article. By train, one summer when I was about, because this thing has happened a long time ago. I don't have any more details, so I'm going to use here, no using any kind of article. However, I arrived in a city, could be Paris, could be London, could be, I don't know what, okay? But I don't necessarily know this city. So it's, so in English, we have definite and indefinite articles. The definite is D or THE, Indefinite, we have I and, sorry, A and AN or an. So when we know exactly what we're talking about, we're going to go with a definite article. However, sorry, indefinite article. When we know what we talk about specifically, we're going to go with the. So over here, we say a youth hostel because could be 1, 2, 3. I'm not specifying. I'm not saying it was this kind of youth hostel or it was that kind of youth hostel. Okay. So think about it. How many information do you have about this? Do you know exactly what you're talking about, or you just having like general information? For example, I need a pen. I need a pen. I'm not specifying what kind of pen, right? But if I say, I need the blue pen, I need the blue pen, then it's a little bit different because specifically I know what I'm talking about. The trickiest part will be obviously when not to use the articles. However, last week we had that, so I am advising you to practice the rules over there, so that should do. Anyway, those of you who did the homework, I want to know, has anyone had 0 or 1 mistake? Good. How about 2 or 3 mistakes? Okay. How about 4 or 5? Okay. Okay, good. Ishan, how many mistakes you? Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. Good. Okay, perfect. So today I want us to have a little bit of speaking because I have to listen to you how you speak and what you need to improve on. However, I also want to start Unit 7. Maybe let's start with this, and then maybe in the second half of the class we can have a little bit of speaking. I'm planning to put you in breakout rooms, so if you have a speaking partner on your mind, please let me know in advance. If not, I'm just going to pair you with whoever I think you should practice today. However, let's talk about sport, high adventures, maybe a little bit of adrenaline. I personally am not that kind of person. Maybe when I was younger, I could have tried something, but I feel like now, because I'm getting older, in 2 days I will be 37 years old. So I don't think I am prepared for this kind of mental challenges. For me, that would be a little bit too much like extreme sports. But generally, I don't like sports, so that's another issue for me as well. However, certain people like certain type of sports because they feel better after that, which means their mood is getting better, and they just want to try different and challenging things. Some of the sports over here, maybe they're not that challenging, or maybe they are. I don't know. What is your opinion on it? Underneath, we're having these sports: canoeing or kayaking, mountain biking, parasailing, rock climbing, snowboarding, and windsurfing. Sebastian, what is picture 1?
Cycling.
Okay, what kind of cycling is this?
Off-road. Mountain biking.
Mountain biking. Okay, perfect. Have you ever done this kind of sport?
Usual got, but no, I didn't go off-road lah.
Okay. Do you like extreme sports?
Okay, I think it's okay lah.
Okay. What sport would you like to try in the future?
Skydiving.
Skydiving. Okay. Why?
Because I never tried it before.
You never tried it, and that's why you want to try it. Okay, cool. Perfect. Good. How about number 2? Tevin, what sport is this?
I think it is hiking.
But we don't have hiking. You need to choose something else.
Rock climbing.
Rock climbing. Okay. What is your opinion on rock climbing?
I don't know. It's really dangerous.
Why?
You might slip and fell off.
Okay. Have you ever tried this sport?
No.
No? Okay. Is there a sport that you would like to try?
Probably I will try canoeing or kayaking.
Okay, why?
I think it is fun to, row the canoe and ride it down somewhere else.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Yoonji, how about picture 3? What sport is this? I'm just going to mark them over here. So we have number 1, mountain biking. Then we have rock climbing. Yes, Yoonji, what is picture 3?
Skiing.
What is picture 3? What sport it is? You're having the options here.
Is it snowboarding?
Absolutely, it's snowboarding. Okay. Have you tried snowboarding before?
No.
No? Okay. And would you like to try it?
Yes.
Why?
Because I haven't tried before and I haven't go to have a snow place.
Okay. Have you tried any other sport, like extreme sport, something we call extreme sport? We're not talking about badminton and tennis, but something like this, a little bit more adventurous sports. Have you tried before?
Yes. Of
Which
course,
one?
badminton.
But badminton is not that kind of sport. Badminton is a little bit more passive sport. Maybe like bungee jumping or parasailing or sailing.
Oh, that I haven't tried it before.
You haven't tried that. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Marcus, how about picture 4? What sport is picture 4?
Windsurfing?
Okay. Have you ever been windsurfing?
No.
Would you like to try?
Yeah?
Which sport have you tried before? Which sport have you participated in?
Rock climbing, but it's not a challenging one. It's not a challenging one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which one do you think is challenging, or which one do you think is the most dangerous out of all of these 6 pictures?
Snowboarding,
Okay, why?
because Michael Schumacher is still in ICU right now.
Who is he?
He's a former F1 driver, and he had an accident in around 2010 or 11.
Oh, are you talking about Schumacher?
Yeah, Michael Schumacher.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but he was a Formula 1 driver. So how about you? You said that snowboarding is dangerous.
Yeah.
How did he get injured?
An accident.
From what?
He crashed his head, I think.
Which sport he was doing?
Yeah. Snowboarding.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. Good. Thank you for that. Okay. So we said number 4 is windsurfing. Haley, what is number 5? What sport is this?
Number 5, is it canoeing slash kayaking?
Number 5, yes, absolutely. That is it. Have you tried it before?
No, I'm not interested.
Which sport of these 6 would you like to try? Maybe.
None of them actually.
You don't like
are
sports?
No, it's not that. It's just they're all dangerous. Yeah, they're all dangerous.
Okay, cool. Thank you. And Claire, what is picture 6 then?
Parasailing?
Okay, have you tried this sport before?
No.
Would you like to?
No.
Why not?
I don't know, it seems really dangerous.
It does. Well, maybe not parasailing, maybe not that dangerous, because basically you were on the top of the water, so you're underwater. So in case if something happened, potentially you can swim, unless you don't know how to swim, like I don't. So in that case, better to stay away. However, yeah, maybe each of these sports can be dangerous in a certain way, because let's say cycling or mountain biking could be dangerous if, for example, you don't know which path or which way you need to ride your bicycle, and you might just gonna fall down somewhere. Rock climbing, obviously, there's certain techniques that you need to master in order to do this. If you're not good at it, then probably it's better for you to stay away. But water sports can be dangerous, even though it's water. You know, you're gonna fall into water. That's fine. However, they can cause your life, definitely. Okay, cool. Good job with that. Next exercise, it's going to be listening though. So, diving before. Okay. Diving is a little bit different. Diving is not dangerous because you're not doing anything dangerous unless you're having like a panic attack because you're underwater and you know you have this mask that you need to breathe in. Apart from it, I don't think it's very dangerous. If you don't like fish and all those sea creatures that are in the sea or in the ocean, it's better for you not to go there. Okay, next exercise will be a listening exercise. Your favorite, or I should say your least favorite thing. So let's see. What are we having here? So it will be a hearing about Gary, a guy named Gary, giving a talk about adventure racing as part of a school project. Now, first thing I want you to do is I want you to go through the text and see potentially what kind of information you're supposed to look after. I will give you an example to make it easy for you. So the first sentence says, Gary participated with his, and then we have a blank, in his first adventure last year. So I presume over here, we're looking for a person or a family member or something like that. So that's for the first one, okay? So maybe a person or family member. And why do I say this? Because look at the sentence, how it starts. Gary participated with his in his first adventure last year. So we're saying something that he possesses. Maybe it's a family member, maybe it's a friend, but I know for sure it's a person because it does look like a person to me, or potentially could be a thing, but I don't think the thing fits over here. I'm gonna let you read it till the end, up until 10. Think about what kind of word potentially are missing, okay? You don't have to make any notes. However, be familiar with the text, and then I'm going to play the audio for you. We will play it twice. And if you already know what kind of words, for example, let's say if you're looking for, let's say number 2, adventure racing became popular as a sport in D. Now we're looking for a time or a place. Maybe it's a year, or maybe it's a certain country. How do I know that? Because of the other part of the sentence, okay? So think about it up until the end, up until point 10. And you don't have to write anything because we're going to hear it. However, I want you to, in advance, to prepare a couple of potential ideas, okay? You don't know the answers because this is going to be a listening. You shouldn't take a guess, but you should at least consider, is it a noun, is it a verb, is it an adjective, according to the rest of the sentences, okay? I'm giving you 2 minutes to read it, and then I'm going to play it for you, and then we will check out the answers. Okay, I'm going to play it for you. It's about 4 minutes. You're going to hear it twice. So if you skip something, forget about it, keep going on the next one. However, every time before you do a listening test, doesn't matter if it's here during the class or when you're having an exam, it's really no important. I want you to skim read the text so you can be familiar in advance to know what kind of information you are searching for. So let's play it and let's see. By the way, I'm gonna switch off my camera because you will have a better sound. I just realized that a couple of days ago. So you know, I'm here anyway.
Unit 7. Listening Part 2. Exercise 2.
So I'm going to talk to you about adventure racing as my part of the project. Adventure racing's a sport you do in teams, and I got interested in this because I actually took part in one for the first time last year in the north of England with the rest of my family, and we were racing against lots of other teams made up of people of different ages. Anyway, I've done some research, and what I found out turns out to be much more interesting than I expected. The sport's been around for some time. There were races as far back as 100 years ago, and some newish ones which were started in the 1970s and 80s. But really, people have been doing adventure racing in large numbers since the early 1990s, and it's one of the toughest sports you can imagine. Unlike marathons or pentathlons or those sorts of things, where the winner's the individual runner who finishes first, in adventure races, the winners are the first team of 4 to 6 people, depending on the race, to all get over the finishing line together, and in many races, one of the rules is that the team must be made up of an equal number of men and women, 2 or 3 of each, depending on the size of the team. Anyway, it's not like just going jogging or running or something like that. These races combine a mixture of different activities or sports: running, swimming, kayaking, climbing and cycling, to name just some of them. I've been looking a bit at the teams who win, and one of the things I've noticed is that the winning teams tend to contain specialists in different skills, such as climbing and kayaking, and that seems to give them an advantage. The races are organised in all sorts of different places. Occasionally they're organised in cities. There's a very famous one which takes place in Chicago, in North America, but the majority are held in mountains or deserts. This apparently heightens the sense of adventure and actually makes the race more hazardous, because the course runs over an area which has little in the way of roads, certainly no telephones or hotels, and probably very few inhabitants, so competitors are really isolated and on their own. Of course, they do carry a radio, so they can call for help if they run into real trouble. Well, perhaps it won't surprise you, but I want to do more of these races, and one of the goals I've set myself is to go to New Zealand and do one of the most spectacular races in the world, the South Island race, where you run, cycle and kayak for 160 miles through mountains and down rivers. If that race sounds hard to you, and I guess it is, remember it only takes about 24 hours to do the whole course. I say only because some of them go on for as long as 10 days. Now that's really extreme. At the moment, I'd say that 2 or 3 days would be my absolute maximum in terms of endurance. Competitors have to carry everything they need with them: clothes, food and drink, the lot, and if they run out, they just go hungry or thirsty. On long races, my impression is that the greatest problem is just staying awake, because there are no fixed times for breaks, so teams tend to go on racing for as many hours as they can. In fact, I've heard of people falling asleep while they're riding a bike, and that, as you can imagine, can be really dangerous. Just to finish off, another interesting fact: many people who are at the top of their sport in other fields are now taking part because they find that rather than competing as individuals, as they've done all their lives in sports stadiums and the like, they need to work as a team and help each other, and they find this very motivating. I think there's often quite a learning curve for other sports professionals.
Okay, so we heard it once. Did you manage to mark most of the answers? Okay, you're going to hear it one more time and then we're going to check out the answers. So let's play it again.
Unit 7. Listening Part 2. Exercise 2.
So I'm going to talk to you about adventure racing as my part of the project. Adventure racing's a sport you do in teams, and I got interested in this because I actually took part in one for the first time last year in the north of England with the rest of my family, and we were racing against lots of other teams made up of people of different ages. Anyway, I've done some research, and what I found out turns out to be much more interesting than I expected. The sport's been around for some time. There were races as far back as 100 years ago, and some newish ones which were started in the 1970s and 80s. But really, people have been doing adventure racing in large numbers since the early 1990s, and it's one of the toughest sports you can imagine. Unlike marathons or pentathlons or those sorts of things, where the winner's the individual runner who finishes first, in adventure races, the winners are the first team of 4 to 6 people, depending on the race, to all get over the finishing line together, and in many races, one of the rules is that the team must be made up of an equal number of men and women, 2 or 3 of each, depending on the size of the team. Anyway, it's not like just going jogging or running or something like that. These races combine a mixture of different activities or sports: running, swimming, kayaking, climbing and cycling, to name just some of them. I've been looking a bit at the teams who win, and one of the things I've noticed is that the winning teams tend to contain specialists in different skills, such as climbing and kayaking, and that seems to give them an advantage. The races are organised in all sorts of different places. Occasionally they're organised in cities. There's a very famous one which takes place in Chicago, in North America, but the majority are held in mountains or deserts. This apparently heightens the sense of adventure and actually makes the race more hazardous, because the course runs over an area which has little in the way of roads, certainly no telephones or hotels, and probably very few inhabitants, so competitors are really isolated and on their own. Of course, they do carry a radio, so they can call for help if they run into real trouble. Well, perhaps it won't surprise you, but I want to do more of these races, and one of the goals I've set myself is to go to New Zealand and do one of the most spectacular races in the world, the South Island race, where you run, cycle and kayak for 160 miles through mountains and down rivers. If that race sounds hard to you, and I guess it is, remember it only takes about 24 hours to do the whole course. I say only because some of them go on for as long as 10 days. Now that's really extreme. At the moment, I'd say that 2 or 3 days would be my absolute maximum in terms of endurance. Competitors have to carry everything they need with them: clothes, food and drink, the lot, and if they run out, they just go hungry or thirsty. On long races, my impression is that the greatest problem is just staying awake, because there are no fixed times for breaks, so teams tend to go on racing for as many hours as they can. In fact, I've heard of people falling asleep while they're riding a bike, and that, as you can imagine, can be really dangerous. Just to finish off, another interesting fact: many people who are at the top of their sport in other fields are now taking part because they find that rather than competing as individuals, as they've done all their lives in sports stadiums and the like, they need to work as a team and help each other, and they find this very motivating. I think there's often quite a learning curve for other sports professionals.
Okay, cool. Do you have the answers?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. So let's start with the first one. As I said, the first one probably is a person. Oh, sorry. It's a person or a family member. So what do you have for number 1, Tanjishi?
Number 1, family.
Can you read the sentence for us, please?
Gary participated with his family in his first adventure race last year.
Okay, thank you. Sebastian, number 2, please.
1990s.
1990s. Okay. Can you read the sentence for us?
Okay. Adventure racing became popular as a sport in the 1990s, although there were races before that.
Okay, thank you. Chenshin, number 3.
In many adventure races, there must be a balance of members in each team.
Okay, members, but what kind of members? So we say balance off. So the members, who can be a member? Can it a woman and a man be a member? Anybody else has something different over here apart from members? I just told you the answer. Men and women. Men and women. To make a balance between men and women. Okay, Ishan, number 5, please. No, sorry, number 4.
Harry thinks teams which contain specialists are more successful.
Perfect, specialist. Okay, thank you. Claire, number 5, please.
Although some races take place in urban areas, most happen in suburban areas.
So they do mention some kind of areas. One was desert and the other one?
Mountain.
Mountain and deserts, yes. So mountain and deserts. Okay, how about the next one? Number 6 for Kaitong.
Teams are really alone on the race because there are almost no inhabitants in the area where they race.
Perfect, inhabitants. Okay, very well. Next one, Haley. Number 7.
Gary's ambition is to do a race called the. Oh, this one I didn't catch. It's the only one.
Okay. Marcus, do you have number 7?
South Island race.
South Island race. Yes, exactly. South Island race. Yep. 7, number 8, please.
Some races may take up to 10 days to complete.
Yep, 10 days. Good. Yunji, number 9, please.
Teacher, I didn't get this answer.
Okay. Ishan, do you have number 9?
Yes, Gary thinks staying awake must be the hardest thing in long races.
Pardon, sweetie, what did you say?
Staying awake.
Staying awake. Okay. Sorry, I didn't hear you. So staying awake. Okay. And number 10. Haley, do you have number 10?
Yes, I think it's motivating.
Motivating it is. Very well. Very motivating or just motivating. Okay, perfect. So we have the answers for this. So what do you think about this task? Was it difficult? Once you know what kind of word you're looking for and just focus on it, because guys, the thing is, with FCE listening, they're not saying the exact words, you need to write them down, so you need to improvise with that. Most likely you have to search for synonyms. So that's the catch over here. If you remember last year with PET and even with KT, well, you haven't been in KT though. However, in the lower levels, they're actually saying the exact same thing. You need to write it. However, with FCE, the goal here is for you to improve your vocabulary, to have a better vocabulary list. And that's why they're looking for a synonym for you. All right, next thing. If you remember, last year we had this. Some sports go with go, others go with play, and some sports receive ing. Now, which one are which? Which sports can you play? Tevin, which sports do you play?
I don't really play sports, but I
No,
used to.
that's not the question. The question is, which sports can we use the verb play with them?
Football.
Okay, why? Why, for example, you can play football, but you cannot do football?
Is it because football is a sport?
Doesn't matter. Gymnastics is a sport, but you do gymnastics. But what's the difference?
I'm not sure.
Who knows? Okay, I will give you a hint. You can play basketball, football, handball, baseball. You play them. But why? Why do you play them and you're not doing them? Why I cannot say I play football, but I cannot say I do football? Why not? You forgot this. And another example, I can do gymnastics, I can do yoga, I can do karate. However, I'm going to go skiing, go running, go cycling. What's the difference between these sports? Okay, so sports that are team sports and usually are played with ball, they go with the verb play. So you can play football, play basketball. Why is that? Because if one person plays football, basically they're not playing football, right? They're just kicking the ball. However, in order for you to play football or basketball, you need at least 2 people. I'm saying at least, like even if it's 2, that's not even basketball, but let's say minimum 3 people. So when you have a team sport, a sport that most likely you play with the ball, you are playing the sport. Sports that are individual, for example, you don't actually need someone to play them with, we're using the verb do gymnastics. Yes, as a team, you can be part of a gymnastics team, right? However, when you're performing something, you're doing it as individual. Yoga, gymnastics, what else? What other sports were there? I totally forget them. However, when we are talking about sports that contain ing, we're going to use go. I go skiing, I go running, I go cycling, I go snowboarding. Every time when there's ing, you're going to go with go. Every time when there is a team sport or a sport with a ball, you're going to go with play. And sports that you actually don't need anyone to play them with, you can go with do. We had this last year. You forgot it already. Okay, never mind. I reminded you, so I hope you remember that now. However, within the next exercise, which is exercise 1, basically everything we've heard in the listening part, very similar though, you're just gonna have to fill in the gaps over here. So for example, for the first one, adventure racing is a sport you do in teams. So the first answer over here will be do. How about number 2? Hishan, what do you think?
Anyway, it's not like just go jogging or running or something like that.
Going. Okay. Going jogging, good.
Teacher,
Yes.
adventure racing is do in teams, but why we need to use do but not play?
Okay, so adventure racing, because when you race, it's only one person that it's doing this. So it's one person. Yes, we can be in a team. I can drive one car, you're going to drive another one, and so on. We might be the same team. However, when it's driving, you actually doing it on your own. So it's only one person. So that's why you do sport in teams. I know sometimes I've heard, now when I think about it, I've heard playing teams. You can say that. However, it depends on the sentence. That's not wrong either. But in this sentence, we're referring to adventure racing. So racing is just one person. I'm sitting over here and I'm driving the car. I don't have anyone with me because it's a race. So when it's a race, it's only one person allowed in the car, because eventually if something happened to that person, he will be responsible for his own life, but he won't be responsible for the life of his from the person next to them. So the second one we said is going jogging or running or something like that. Chenshin, how about number 3? Just to remind you, we're not looking for do, play, and go, okay? There are some other words as well that they're missing.
The races are held in all sorts of different places.
How about organized? The races are organized in all sorts of different places. Claire, how about number 4?
The majority are taking part in mountains or deserts.
Okay, taken part, or you can also say held, are held. That one is also correct answer. Okay, number 5, Marcus.
The majority are held in mountains or deserts.
Number 5.
Many people who are at the top of their sport in other fields are now adventure racing because they find that rather than.
Now we need a verb over here.
Are now racing.
Are now. Okay. How about find me an alternative for participating? To participate, which words can you use to participate, to change participate? Something with taking. Taking part. Taking part. Taking part because they find that. Finish the sentence, please.
Because they find that rather than.
So when someone is part from a competition, what are they doing?
Competing.
Competing, yes, competing as individuals. Good. Competing as individuals. Okay, guys, I want us to do this exercise as well, but obviously we've been here for 1 hour, so I'm supposed to give you a break for about 5 to 7 minutes. So you can have your break now once we are ready. Once we finish with the break, we're gonna come and finish this, and then there are a couple of things I wanna tell you for the writing part, and I wanna give you a file for the writing part, something we're gonna have to practice a little bit more this time. However, we're going to speak about that in about 5 minutes. So please use your break, be back, and we will continue. Okay, guys, let's get back, please. So next exercise we're going to do, it will be the following one. So over here you can see certain sports that you can do with a specific verb. Within the first one, we're having hold, organize, compete, compete in, enter, take part in. And the matching sports are a race, a competition, a tournament, a championship. You can do or you can take an exercise. You can go jogging, cycling, skiing, swimming, windsurfing. You can play football, golf, basketball. However, you can do sports, athletics, gymnastics, judo, and weightlifting. You can see there is only one star with go, which says for sports that end in ing and are usually or often done outdoors. Yes, most likely. Yeah, I was just thinking, is there a sport? But yeah, that's the case. 2 stars or play for sports which are considered games. And then do or with 3 stars for other sports which do not use go or play. And those are this one. I have a hiccup, sorry. Those are sports, do athletics, do gymnastics, do judo, do weightlifting. Now, your task is exercise 2, where basically you need to follow these verbs over here because most of the sentences are containing the sport that most likely needs to be in the sentence. However, you just need to choose the correct verb. So let me give you like a minute because this is easy. Let's do this and we can check out the answers. Are we ready? Let's take a look. Number 1. Sebastian, I'll start with you. Number 1.
Teacher, I'm not ready yet.
Okay. Guys, please raise your hand when you're ready.
Teacher, I'll start.
Yes, please.
I think local governments should take part in competitions for school in the area where any students over 15 can compete in.
Okay, this is very unclear. How can a local government take part in competition? How is that possible? Is that even possible?
No, organized.
Organize. Okay, should organize. That's a little bit different now. Yes, that makes sense. Okay, organize competitions for schools in their area where students over 15 can
compete in.
Compete in. Okay, perfect. So let's write it. Organize or held. Compete. Okay. Marcus, how about number 2?
I would encourage people to go swimming 2 or 3 times a week because I think it's an excellent way to do exercise.
Way of not to do, but doing exercise. Doing exercise. Okay. Number 3, Tevin.
People who enjoy team sports often play basketball or football, whereas people who enjoy individual sports play golf or go windsurfing.
Okay, play golf or go windsurfing. Okay, perfect. Well done. Okay, before we continue to something else, there is something else that I want to say to you. So it's going to be writing now. Anyway, with the writing part, the first task that it's a mandatory for you, so it's not an option. You have to write an essay. That's a must, right? So basically the second task, you can choose what you want to do, and it's up to you. Either you're going to decide to do an article, you're going to decide to go with the story. It's pretty much up to you. However, when we talk about writing an essay, you don't have options. You have to do that. Now, over here on this file, I have, let's see, I have 12 essays or topics for essays that you are going to write them. However, you're not going to write all of them now, and you're not going to do it in the next couple of days. However, we will make a deal now. I would like you to start writing an essay every single week. Why is that? Because we want to make sure that we're going to get higher points on our essay, right? And how do we do that? Because we want to improve our vocabulary. And how do we do that? Well, we have to learn new vocabulary. Easy peasy. So I'm going to give you this file, and for next week, let me see, the previous time I had the dates for the other group. Now let me adjust it for you. Today is the 18th. So you should, the first one should be due to, give me a second. I saw it and I forgot. 24th. So 24th of July. This is your due date. Okay. Oh, I know what I did. I know what I did. Hold on. I'll put it over here. Okay, now it's better. Okay, the second one, the due date will be 31st of July. 31st. That's Sunday. Just to let you know, that's Sunday. 31st of July. Okay. The week after, let's say, let me copy this. Oh. Okay, so copy, I'm going to put it over here. The next one, or number 3, the due date will be the 31st, 7th of August. Now, I know you're not very happy with this. I can feel your energy. However, trust me, this is going to help you a lot. It's going to help you with writing. It's going to help you with grammar. And also, you're going to learn a lot of new words. Now, how do I expect you to do this? First of all, you're having my email at the top of the document. I will send it to you, obviously. And what do I want you to do? Like this. So the first topic, it says, has technology made a positive contribution to sport today? You remember that within the topic, within the essay, you're actually going to have 2 points given to you. The third one, you need to give it. And obviously, if we practice doing these 12 essays, it will be much, much easier for you to become a little bit more creative. That's why I'm going to give you this homework. I'm not giving it because I'm really looking forward to read them, to be honest, because obviously it takes a lot of time for me as well. However, I want you to practice. Now, let's see what are we going to do here now. So within the first topic, the issue of technology. Let me just close this thing. Okay. The issue of technology to improve performance. Sorry, the use of technology. The use of technology in referring decisions, your own idea. Now, I can feel like you're having question marks. What am I supposed to say here? Right? That's a tricky part. because over here it says FCE, which means it's your level. So it is expected from you to have certain opinion about this. So my advice for you would be, okay, I need to talk about technology and sport. First of all, I want you to think about what could I potentially put sport and technology in one go, and try to get words, not necessarily in English, okay? Because you might not know these words in English. However, think about some good words in your native language, okay? And after that, try to find and translate them into English. My advice for you would be, as I said previously a couple of months ago, the easiest way for me to write an essay is when I'm having the topic to think about words or vocabulary that are connected with this topic, okay? So maybe I'm going to spend the first 5 minutes just to think about the vocabulary, okay? Some interesting words, interesting adjectives, interesting verbs. Okay, maybe with the verbs, you're not going to be able to play as much. However, adjectives and nouns can help you a lot. So my advice for you would be, think about some good adjectives, maybe 5 to 10. Think about some good nouns linked with this particular topic, okay? Now, in case you're not creative and you just don't know any vocabulary, that's also fine. What are you doing? You start writing. Once you finish covering first topic, first question, second question, you need to create a third one as well. So you need to have your own idea. Think about what you're going to write. Doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter, but at the moment, the goal here is when you write down, when you structure your essay, you need to have an introduction, you need to have a main part, and you need to have a conclusion, right? That's the main part. However, when you're writing an essay with certain points that you need to cover, most likely your essay won't have 3 paragraphs. Most likely it will have more. Usually it goes like 1 paragraph for question. Usually, I'm saying usually because it depends. Now, you're writing it down, and maybe it's very simple, super simple, okay? Now, you can do something to make it better. First of all, I want you to use, let me write it down over here. So, please use. Okay, first, please. Not a good spelling day for the teacher. Okay, so make sure you're using linking words. You have the file that I sent it to you before, right? How to pass FCE. Claire, you have it as well, I think. I sent it to you. I think I did.
Teacher, I didn't see you send the link to us.
Sweetie, that was a long time ago. That was like 2-3 months ago. Doesn't matter. I'm going to send the file again, but I know I sent it 3 times. I'm pretty sure that I sent it to you. Anyway, you need to use linking words. You need to use words that are good to connect 2 sentences. If something is similar, you're going to go with and. If something you want to present in your sentence that it's a little bit opposite from your first thought, you need to use but and words like that. So you need to use linking words, connection words. Okay. Advanced vocabulary. Those are essential things that you need to work. Now let's imagine you wrote it and you just read it. Make sure you're reading it twice, okay? Because when you read it twice, you're going to figure out where you made a mistake. Because this particular topic is in past tense. Has technology made? Now your essay must be more in past tense. You can make a parallel with the present and past. That's fine. And maybe you can think about something in the future. That's absolutely fine. Maybe you can put that in your own idea. Okay, I'm just giving you tips. You don't have to, depends how creative you are. But for some students, creativity is not really the strongest skill. So I'm just giving you options over here. Once you write it down, you read it once, you read it twice, you find the mistakes, that's fine. Now I want you to fix your vocabulary. If you're using very plain vocabulary, like doing sports, for example, this is for homework. You'll see, you will improve a lot if you just follow these instructions. So anything you're going to find, try to underline a couple of very simple words. By the way, do not repeat the words all the time. Yes, here and there, of course, you're going to repeat in sport and contribution and improving, and that's fine. However, play with the formation of the word. Don't use the exact. Don't start and this, and this, and this. Also, 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 okay? That is bringing your marks down. So we want to avoid that. So that's why you can change those words. So once you write it down, read it, find, maybe you don't have to do for each sentence, but maybe every second sentence, you can reread it again and try to restructure that sentence, because most likely it's not good, okay? So I want you to practice. Let's see how it will be the first essay, this one, and then we're gonna go for the next one. The due date here that I'm giving it to you is just because I need to have time to open them before we come to class, so I can know how to give you feedback. If you send it to me on Monday, unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to look at it, okay? So you have to send it to me by the 24th of July, which is Sunday. Now, you can send it to me in WhatsApp in a Word document. Please send it in a Word document, or you can send it to my email address, which is over here. So just write your name at the top, okay? So I will know who I'm dealing with. And then I'm going to check it out and give you a feedback. My advice for you would be, please do this if you want to improve your English skills. If you think that writing an essay is very hard for you, then most likely you have to do 2 essays per week, so it becomes a little bit easier. But I'm not saying you should do that now, okay? For now, we're gonna start with 1. Trust me, I'm not looking forward to this because I have to read them and I have to mark the wrong answers, right? However, I really want to help you. And of course, your success will be my success. Your failure with the exam will be my failure as well. And I'm not happy with that, okay? So I want to help you as much as I can. However, you need to help yourself as well. And then help me, because you're not doing this for me. You know, I've done this many, many years ago. But basically, I'm here to help you to improve this. Something that you don't feel comfortable with, you have to do it more often so it becomes comfortable for you. Does that make sense? The topic might not be interesting. The reason why some of the topics here are super boring, it's because the chances of you getting a boring topic on your essay is like 70%. Why is that? They won't give you something that it's like, let's say, they won't ask you about the pandemics. What have you done during the pandemics, okay? They're not gonna ask you that because probably you've done that before. And now the examiner thinks, okay, they're comfortable with this topic. We don't want that because probably they practice, they choose the vocabulary and that's it. They will give you something that most likely you haven't even thought about, but you have to write it. That's why, basically, what I'm expecting from these essays is, or these topics, I expect each one of you to improve your vocabulary. As I said, you need to search for words. I would say roughly to write a good essay will take about 45 minutes to 1 hour. I think each one of you can devote this amount of time if you really want to improve your skills. And of course, if we improve them the sooner, we don't have to do all of the topics. I personally think we should. However, let's see how this is going, okay? So we're gonna start with the first one. Follow the grammar tense. We spoke about this so many times, super important. It's very essential to follow the grammar tense and continue answering within the same grammar tense, all right? That's very important. I know you're not happy with writing the essay, but trust me, it will help you a lot. Because previously what you said, some of you are concerned about the listening and the vocabulary. This is the only way we're going to improve vocabulary. If we challenge ourselves, trust me, do you think I know all the words in English? Of course no, nobody does that, nobody, okay? But you need to think about points, what is good, what is bad. The easiest way, guys, the easiest way, there's no mistake here. You're having the first one, right? The use of technology to improve performance. Think about what is a positive, find something positive, defend it, give the reason why. For example, I think that, I'm just gonna bluff, okay? This is not information that I've been searching, but let's say something like this. Oh, also another thing, do not repeat I think, I think, I think. In my opinion, I believe, to my knowledge, you already have those in the file, how to pass FCE. I will send it again in case you've lost it. However, don't repeat your words all the time. That will bring your marks down. We don't want that, okay? And I know you understand all of the words, but sometimes you're missing out of practice. And this is what I want you to practice, okay? So for the first one, the use of technology to improve performance. First, you're going to think what is the positive benefit of it and what is the negative. Let's say for a positive benefit, you can say that a lot of sports players have been done certain research online and they've tried something that works or doesn't work for them. Therefore, those informations are easily approachable for us, amateur sports players, that we can try and see if they impact on our body. Let's say that's a positive one. Now you can say very similar within the negative, and you can say a lot of sports players have done certain type of researchers or trainings with certain equipment. However, if something works for them, doesn't mean that will work for someone else as well. I'm just bluffing, okay? I'm just giving you ideas. Think about something positive, okay? Defend it, give the reason. Why is that? Then you have something negative, tell me why is that? You're not gonna make any mistakes with this. If you keep giving positive and negative and positive for each point, and then you choose the third one, negative and positive, you've covered all the questions. Another thing, you might not gonna agree with what you're saying over here. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. The goal here is to know how to get out from this situation, okay? How to save myself, in other words. That's the goal over here. So I'm gonna send you now this file. I need to stop sharing it so I can save it. And I'm gonna send it to you. Okay. 1 second. Okay, where's the chat? Here it is. Okay, so. Okay, here is this one. And let's send how to pass FCE again. Please download them now so you can have them on your computer. You know the words 140 to 190. However, I saw some of you, let me see who was that. I think it was Kai Tong with quite a lot of words. Let me double check. Oh, it was Claire. 298. Sweetie, that's a little bit too much. Okay, so you need to cut it out. Kai Tong has 222. That's okay. I'm okay with that. Sanjishi, I don't know how many words you have, but I think yours is about that amount of time. And Chenshin has 208. That's okay. Guys, you can extend it for up to 20, 30 words. But if you go overboard, most likely you will make more mistakes. However, if you want to improve maybe you're thinking, yes, but I feel comfortable with this topic. That's fine. Challenge yourself with vocabulary, not with extending the sentence. Okay? So try not to pass the limit of 220 roughly, maybe 30, and that's it. Okay? Any questions for this? So are you planning to write this or no? Yes or no? You have no idea. Okay, let me see how much time we have and what should we do after that. Actually, I want us to do a little bit of speaking. Okay, let's do some speaking over here. Since you're having the file, please open the file How to Pass FCE. I will tell you which slide. Let's just see which one should we open. Actually, you know what? let me not give you, you can choose which slide you like. You can choose from slide 66 up until 83. You choose one slide, which one you like. However, you're going to do this with your friend. So I'm going to pair you in breakout rooms. I'm going to leave 2 students here to have this chat. So make sure you are speaking. As I said, let me see how many students are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 10, that means 4 breakout rooms. 3.
Teacher, can you repeat which slide?
Whichever you like from 65 to 83. But you need to decide with your friend, with your speaking partner.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
Okay, so let's see. We are going to put Sebastian and do you have any preferences, guys? Or should I put you as I want to? Send me a quick message if you have someone that you would like to be with. Okay. Um, okay, so in the main room, I will leave Claire and Tanjishi. So I'm gonna give you 1 minute to think about which slide you're gonna do, but don't overthink it, okay? Just choose a number. And then I want you to start talking. I will switch off my camera. However, I will come in each room to see what you're doing over there. I will give you about 10 to 15 minutes to practice this, the speaking part. I know it's a little bit difficult, guys, but that's why we're here to practice, okay? All right. So let me just put over here, how much time do I give you? Let me give you, I'm going to say 15 minutes, but I might going to switch you off earlier than that. Okay. So you choose one slide and you talk about it. And you need to talk for about 5 minutes, okay? This is how long your exam will be, your speaking test. All right, good luck. And I want to see everyone's camera and everyone's microphone open in each group. Devin and Haley, you need to go in your room. Okay, Devin, you too? Okay, okay, girls. So which slide did you choose? You can share the screen. Who would like to share the screen? Open your microphones, please. You cannot communicate like this.
Teacher, sorry, just now I realized that I didn't unmute my microphone.
Okay. Decide which picture you're going to talk about and let's start.
I think we can do. Teacher, we find the exercises.
Guys, it doesn't matter which link,
I think
which slide you're gonna do. Just open it, share it, and start talking, please.
I think we can go with slide 71. Is it fine with you?
I'm thinking of doing slide 69.
Okay. 69. Okay, sure.
Are you okay?
Benefits. There are lots of benefits of having a nightclub in the city center because it can attract more tourists. What do you think?
Hold on. Are we doing slide 69?
Oh, we're doing slide 69.
Okay.
I think a nightclub would be great to be in a city center because it can attract lots of tourists. What do you think?
I think that's a great idea because young people can go there to relax themselves and meet new people, and they can also hear great music.
That's true. But I think a shopping center is better because if some people are too old or perhaps adults, not teenagers, and they come to a city center, they would probably bring their kids and go shopping at the shopping center. So maybe a shopping center would actually be better than a nightclub. What's your opinion?
I think that's a great idea, but I think a cinema will also be great as you can reduce your stress by watching the films you like. And you can also bring your family or friend to watch a film so that you can enhance the relationship with them.
That's true, but I think a sports center is better than a cinema because people can exercise there and they can stay fit.
Yeah, that's true. And they will be very healthy. So, what do you think? Which one do you
Okay.
think we should choose?
What do you say? I couldn't hear you.
So, which one do you want to choose?
I would like to choose a shopping center. How about you?
Yeah, but I would like to choose a street market as I think things there will be more cheaper, so they won't have to spend so much money. Because shopping center, the things in shopping center are usually more expensive.
That's true, but I think a supermarket or maybe a shopping center is better than a street market because the things they sell there, the quality is higher than the things that shopping centers sell. I bet their qualities are going to be higher than the things that are sold in the street market.
Yeah, that's true. So I guess we'll choose the shopping center.
Fine with me.
Okay.
Girls, I don't hear anyone talking.
We finished.
You finished already?
Yes.
Okay, let me check the other ones, and if they finished, maybe we can. Sebastian and Tevin are still talking. Let me double check with them. Okay, guys, try another picture. Don't do just one. Do another one, please. Okay, so some of you did quite well, but I must say to you, when you finish one picture, why do you stop talking, guys? How do you expect to improve your skills if you just finish the picture and that's it? change the picture. You have so many options on that file. And I've noticed most of you, you just close the file and that's it. We're done. 3 minutes and we're done. You're not done. Okay, you are not done. Okay, let's have that chat over here. I'm going to start with Tanjishi and Claire because they were here in the main room. So I want to see what have they prepared. Share your screen, guys, whichever picture you want to do, and let's do it, please. Claire and Tanjishi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, can you start, please?
Okay. Maybe we should do exercise 70.
Whichever you've done, whichever you practice. Which one did you practice?
Oh, we practice exercise 69.
Okay, do that one because we want to hear how you've done it.
I think having a nightclub in the city center would be great because tourists can go clubbing there. What do you think?
Hold on, I haven't shared the screen. Yeah, I think that would be a great idea because young people can relax themselves and they can meet new people. By the way, they can also hear great music.
True, but I think a shopping center is better than a nightclub because older visitors, like maybe adults, can bring their children to go shopping at a shopping center, which is more family friendly and they can spend more time with their children or maybe family. What's your opinion?
You've got a great point there, but I think a cinema will be great because it can reduce stress by watching the films they like, and they also can bring friends or family to watch films with them to enhance the relationship.
That's true, but wouldn't a street market be better? You can buy things that are cheap and local things that their quality are good. The quality is good from the street market, and everything there is quite cheap, and we don't have to worry about high prices. What do you think?
Yeah, it might not be costly, the things there, but the quality might not be as good as the things in shopping center. How about the sports center? People can stay healthy by exercising there, and it's quite fun.
That's true, but a sports center would be quite boring these compared to these locations. But the benefits of having these locations, well, maybe it's good for health, just like you said. Yeah, and I can't agree more.
So I think we should choose the shopping mall, the shopping center, as the quality there is higher, the things there, and it has variety food courts. People can
Sure,
enjoy foods there.
sure. Subway set a bet there.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Let's choose Tevin and Sebastian. They have an interesting conversation. You can share the screen. Thank you.
Kevin, go first.
The benefits of a farmer's market is that the tourists can buy fresh meat and vegetables and fruits from the farmer, and they will be extra fresh as it is taken from the farm. And the farmer himself also could earn some money from selling the foods to the tourists.
A second-hand market has the benefits of, well, you can buy the devices that maybe are spoiled a little and you can repair it, or you can get it on a cheap price.
The benefit of a traditional food festival is that the tourists can have a taste of the local traditional food, and they could also learn a little about the traditional food.
Um, the showcasing local art is that the the tourists can look at most of the locals' art and to learn about their culture and history of their ancestors and admire.
The benefit of a classic car show is that it could be a huge attraction to people nowadays, because people nowadays are attracted to classic cars as they are becoming rarer and rarer.
The part four, the advantages of living in a small town is that there will be less crime and it is more peaceful for older gentlemen and seniors. Uh, it is also not so polluted for certain areas. That's it.
However, there are downsides for living in a small town, such as it would be crowded as the town would be really small compared to the normal town.
The entertainment that you can do in a small town is that you can go to um, the historical sites, which are in some certain areas of the nature's park or the museums, or have a vacation there.
I think small towns are better for old people, as old people wouldn't need to walk that much to reach the destination, as the town is very small.
Mm, I would retire in a peaceful environment like we are talking now, a small town. But I like a place where there's not so much people around, and because it is because I don't really like polluted noises, and that's it.
You cannot finish your sentence with that's it.
That's all.
That's not also good. You're not supposed to say that's it, that's all. Basically, the control, the intonation of your voice should be something that we know you're done with this. So you can say, and that's the reason why I don't think that should be there. Much better. Now I know that you are done. And you cannot say that's it. Well, that's it. That's not good. So we want to avoid that. We're not going to say that's it. Okay, boys, well done. Thank you for that. So anyway, for your next homework, now you're going to say, wow, she gave us so much homework to do. However, I know most of you won't do one of them. At least you can do some of it. The next homework that I want to give it to you, obviously, will be this reading part. It's actually, the text is super easy. And basically, you're having these numbers over here, which means a sentence is missing. This is reading with comprehension. And you are having these sentences over here. However, what you need to focus on when you're reading the text, First of all, you're going to read the sentences. You don't have to necessarily, but I would advise you to do. Once you start reading it, I want you to read the sentence before, the sentence after, and then see which one potentially you can fit it in. Make sure the grammar tense should be a good guidelines, okay? So if the previous sentence is in past tense and the third one is in past tense, most likely you are looking for a sentence in past tense, okay? So pay attention to details like that. So, because obviously this will take about 15 minutes during the class over here, and I want to save as much time as we can so we can do a little bit of listening and a little bit of speaking more. So I would ask you to do this one for your homework as well the essay. Remember, I'm asking you to do the essay because I know it's going to help you a lot with grammar. It's going to help you a lot with vocabulary, and this is something that we need to aim for. And also it will be a good practice. However, you do know that the second written task is optional for you, so you choose what you want to do. So once you master how to do the essay, you wouldn't have any problems with the second task, because you just need to follow the topic and you need to follow the grammar tense that you're supposed to use in it. Okay, that's what I wanted to say to you. Anyway, within the speaking part, I think you're doing well. However, I'm not very happy, guys, when I send you in a breakout room and you just do it for about 2 minutes and then you say, well, that's it, we're done. If I put you there in about 15 minutes, I expect you to practice a little bit more. I'm not putting you there so you can just sit and do nothing, okay? So next time when you will be in a breakout room, because sometimes I give you 5 minutes and in those 5 minutes, you still haven't even started. But sometimes I give you 15 minutes and then I go after 5 minutes and you said, but we're done. So I really don't know how to manage that time with you. Some of you are a little bit more fast than other students. However, that's not the issue. The problem here is when you're in a breakout room, as I said, I asked you if you have a friend that you would like to be in a breakout room, and I gave you an option. However, when you're going to be on your exam, you're not going to have that option. So again, I'm giving you options to choose so you can feel comfortable, all right? But when you're going to do the exam, basically what's going to happen is, because those of you who are planning to go and take the exam in December, most likely you will have some of your friends over there as your speaking partner. So that's why I want you to feel comfortable with each of the students over here to talk about different topics. So I will change you constantly. Today I put you as I did, but as of next week, I'm not going to ask you who do you want will be your speaking partner, and you wouldn't have to feel like shy or something like that because you already know this person and you spoke with them. Okay, it says your connection is unstable. That's fine, we're about to finish anyway. So next week we will continue with the infinitive and the verbs plus ing. We've done this last year, probably you know it, you do know it, but you're not really sure why is it said like that and what does that infinitive things mean actually. And also next week, we're going to practice the word formation. It is something that is very important for reading and language in use. And we're going to have listening. I actually had a link prepared for today, but I'm not going to give it to you anyway. So please do the essay. Please do the text. The essay is more important than the text. However, they're different tasks, different skills. So it's up to you. I would choose you to do both of them. Any questions maybe? No? All right. It is 37 degrees here. I think I'm boiling. So luckily I finished with my classes. So now I can go next to my fan and just cool it off a little bit. I know it's late for you guys. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your week, and I'm seeing you in 7 days. Bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye-bye.
Teacher,
Thank
thanks,
you.
teacher.
Teacher, bye-bye.
Bye-bye, guys.